Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So we're in Battery Park, which is just near the Wall Street Pier, which I think is Pier 6, or no, Pier 6, Pier 11, something like that. And right behind us, there was a slight view of the Statue of Liberty. Liberty and justice for all. But then a boat pulled in and blocked it, so. Anyway, you'll have to look at her vlog. She might do a vlog.
Yeah, on Bhakti Vision, if you're not watching the sister channel, Bhakti Vision.
The sister channel.
That's what you call it. He does it now, all these terms.
Okay.
So it's called Bhakti Vision YouTube channel. It'll be a vlog.
But for now, we're here to read Bhagavatam. Because wherever you go, whatever you do, you can take Prabhupada's books and read them. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Alright, Canto 4, Chapter 19, Text 36.
And chapter is entitled
King Prithvi's 100 Horse Sacrifices.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Conch. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Text 36. Just see how Indra, the king of heaven, was creating a disturbance in the midst of the sacrifice by stealing the sacrificial horse. These attractive sinful activities he has introduced will be carried out by the people in general. As stated in Bhagavad Gita, Yad Yad Acharati Shreshta Tad Tad Eve Tarojana Ya Sayad Pramanam Kurute Lokastad Anuvartate 321. Whatever action is performed by a great man, common men follow in his footsteps, and whatever standards he sets by exemplary acts, all the world pursues. For his own sense gratification, King Indra fought to defeat Maharaj Prithu in the performance of 100 horse sacrifices. Subsequently, he stole the horse and hid himself amid so many irreligious personalities, taking on the false guise of a sannyasi. Such activities are attractive to the people in general, therefore they are dangerous. Lord Brahma thought that instead of allowing Indra to further introduce such irreligious systems, it would be better to stop the sacrifice. A similar stance was taken by Lord Buddha when people were overly engrossed in the animal sacrifices recommended by Vedic instruction. Lord Buddha had to introduce the religion of non-violence by contradicting the Vedic sacrificial instructions. Actually, in the sacrifices, the slaughtered animals were given a new life, but people without such powers were taking advantage of such Vedic rituals and unnecessarily killing poor animals. Therefore, Lord Buddha had to deny the authority of the Vedas for the time being. One should not perform sacrifices that will induce reversed orders. It is better to stop such sacrifices. Interesting that Prabhupada saying that these irreligious, these irreligious practices are attractive to the people in general, therefore they are dangerous. Yeah, I guess it's that people like the external pomp and easy way of doing something, and it's going to lead people to go down the wrong way and not pure devotional service.
Yeah, people want the easy, they want product, they want a prize, they want success, and they want it the easiest way possible, And if you have money and you can pay for that, then great, as long as I don't have to do anything. And that's not mode of goodness, that's mode of passion at best, and it will lead to ignorance. So But it's interesting, Prabhupada uses a term here. He said one should not perform sacrifices that will induce reversed orders. And I was trying to figure out, because he gave this example of Lord Buddha, who stopped sacrifices and promoted ahimsa, even though the orders of the Vedas is to perform sacrifices. So it's an interesting thing. I guess what he's saying is that the advice here is that Prithvi Maharaj should stop doing sacrifices, because the result of those sacrifices is adverse. It's creating disciplic successions that are against the Vedic injunctions. So therefore the sacrifices are useless. They're worthless, and it's better to stop them. As Prabhupada says. So I guess that's basically what it means. If you have some thoughts, please share. Next paragraph. As we have repeatedly explained, due to a lack of qualified Brahminical priests in Kali Yuga, it is not possible to perform the ritualistic ceremonies recommended in the Vedas. Consequently, the Shastras instruct us to perform the Sankirtan Yajna. By the Sankirtan sacrifice, the Supreme Personality of Godhead in his form of Lord Chaitanya will be satisfied and worshipped. The entire purpose of performing sacrifice is to worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vishnu. Lord Vishnu, or Lord Krishna, is present in his form of Lord Chaitanya. Therefore, people who are intelligent should try to satisfy him by performing Sankirtan Yajna. This is the easiest way to satisfy Lord Vishnu in this age. People should take advantage of the injunctions in different Shastras concerning sacrifices in this age, and not create unnecessary disturbances during the sinful age of Kali. In Kali Yuga, men all over the world are very expert in opening slaughterhouses and killing animals, which they eat. If the old ritualistic ceremonies were observed, people would be encouraged to kill more and more animals. So this is if the previous idea of sacrifices was encouraged. That's what would be happening. In Calcutta, there are many butcher shops which keep a deity of the goddess of Kali, and the animal eaters think it proper to purchase animal flesh from such shops and hope that they are eating the remnants of food offered to the goddess Kali. They do not know that the goddess Kali never accepts non-vegetarian food, because she is the chaste wife of Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva is also a great Vaishnava and never eats non-vegetarian food. And the goddess Kali accepts the remnants of food left by Lord Shiva. Therefore, there is no possibility of her eating flesh or fish. Prabhupada makes sure he puts that in there. I think Bengalis are generally known as big fish eaters. Such offerings are accepted by the associates of the goddess Kali, known as Bhutas, Pishachas, and Rakshasas. Those who take the prasad of the goddess Kali in the shape of flesh or fish are not actually taking the prasad left by the goddess Kali, but the food left by the Bhutas and Pishachas. Well, that's ecstatic. So this is probably quite a controversial statement, and I'm sure Prabhupada, stirred some stuff up, being as he said himself, an old Calcutta boy, and so knowing the nature of the local Calcutta people, and that this is their custom, and they're thinking a certain way, and Prabhupada just boldly states that this is nonsense, it's bogus, and basically you should stop doing it. Kali Dev, she would not eat non-vegetarian food because she only takes the remnants of her husband, Lord Shiva, and Lord Shiva is a strict follower of Vishnu, and basically he says he only eats he never eats non-veg. He only eats vegetarian food. So, and therefore, it's quite powerful statement.
Yeah, it is.
And Prabhupada just goes straight into directly in his books, kind of attacking such a bogus mentality and bogus consciousness, which is a predominant culture. So you can imagine, at best, the butchers in Calcutta are like, what the heck are you doing? What to speak of all the people that go to those butcher shops. You know, I remember someone approaching me, someone who was kind of a very strong propagator of Hindu Dharma, and they approached me, and they were saying, oh, what is this? You all deride the demigods. You have to worship the demigods. You know, it was very, very heavy about the fact that we as an institution were promoting, you know, not worshiping demigods. And I had to explain to him that we don't have any problem with the demigods. We just want to make sure that you respect them and honor them with the proper consciousness of their position, which is that they're subservient to Krishna. So like that. What is it? Krishna's name is Devi or something. Deva, that's it. He is the Deva of the Devatas, kind of thing.
Text 37. O King Prithu, son of Vena, you are the part and parcel expansion of Lord Vishnu. Due to the mischievous activities of King Vena, religious principles were almost lost. At that opportune moment, you descended as the incarnation of Lord Vishnu. Indeed, for the protection of religious principles, you have appeared from the body of King Vena.
Interesting, it brings up King Vena again, you know. Just reminds you like where this pastimes come from and his origin.
Yeah. Purport. The way in which Lord Vishnu kills the demons and protects the faithful is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita 4.8.
Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya chaduskritam dharmasam starpanataya sambhavami yuge yuge.
In order to deliver the pious and to annihilate the miscreants as well as to re-establish the principles of religion, I advent myself millennium after millennium. What?
Well, it's another paragraph, but you can go ahead and read that.
In two hands, Lord Vishnu always carries a club and a chakra to kill demons, and in his other two hands he holds a conch shell and a lotus to give protection to his devotees. When his incarnation is present on this planet or in this universe, the Lord kills the demons and protects his devotees simultaneously.
Some issues there?
I just make sure we don't miss our boat to Liberty Island. Sometimes Lord Vishnu appears in his person as Lord Krishna or Lord Ram. All of these appearances are mentioned in the Shastras. Sometimes he appears as a Shakti-avis avatar, like Lord Buddha. As explained before, these Shakti-avis avatars are incarnation of Vishnu's power invested in a living entity. Living entities are also part and parcel of Lord Vishnu, but they are not as powerful. Therefore, when a living entity descends as an incarnation of Vishnu, he is especially empowered by the Lord. Yeah,
feels
so
like winter around here.
I know. It's not the day to go out on a big boat to see the Statue of Liberty. Maybe this is how the first pilgrims felt. Maybe not. Maybe the Native Americans had a different version. Not to be controversial. There's a family over there scaring the pigeons and how they're coming to us. But anyway, I digress.
You do, indeed.
Alright, yeah, that's it. It's just explaining that Maharaj Prithu is an empowered Shakti-avis avatar of the Lord.
Next paragraph. When King Prithu is described as an incarnation of Lord Vishnu, it should be understood that he is a Shakti-avis avatar, part and parcel of Lord Vishnu, and is specifically empowered by him. Any living being acting as the incarnation of Lord Vishnu is thus empowered by Lord Vishnu to preach the Bhakti cult. Prabhupada talking about himself there. Such a person can act like Lord Vishnu and defeat demons by arguments and preach the Bhakti cult exactly according to the principles of Shastra. As indicated in Bhagavad Gita, whenever we find someone extraordinary, some someone extraordinary preaching the bhakti cult, we should know that he is especially empowered by Lord Vishnu or Lord Krishna. So Prabhupada can only be talking about himself. I mean, he may in his own, maybe he's not like specifically thinking, oh, I'm going to talk about myself here, but he is definitely referring to himself, and he may be thinking about personalities like Bhaktivedanta Thakur, he may be thinking about personalities like Bhaktisiddhanta, but actually Srila Prabhupada topped both of them immensely, and by really just taking the bhakti cult, as it says here, all over the world.
Yeah.
And then he quotes Chaitanya Charitamrita 7, Antya-lila 7:11. Krishna Shakti Vinanahe Tara Pravartan. One cannot explain the glories of the holy name of the Lord without being specifically empowered by him. If one criticizes or finds faults with such an empowered personality, one is to be considered an offender against Lord Vishnu and is punishable. Even though such offenders may dress as Vaishnavas with false tilak and mala, they are never forgiven by the Lord if they offend a pure Vaishnava. Wow. There are many instances of this in the Shastras. So all of that basically meaning we have to be very, very careful.
Yeah.
Passing judgments, criticisms, condemnations, condescensions against devotees. And that's a very awkward and very difficult thing, especially hypothetically, if devotees are acting inappropriately. So Prabhupada points out that there are such persons who do this, and they do it in the guise of a devotee. But then we have to be careful. If they're doing that, then we start criticizing them. It becomes this whole thing that turns out to look like the cursing of between Daksha and Shiva, which nobody wants that, except for my wife. She likes that kind of thing. Okay, so I think we'll conclude here.
Good.
Thank you very much. Please read Bhagavatam. Please keep tuning in, and remember to like,
Comment.
share,
Subscribe.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.